Hiya. This is the last job I did in this house before I got poorly, where I built that wardrobe and this sort of booth bed and the shelves behind the door there. I sort of box all that in with 2x2, that comes first in my videos. Inside here there's hanging rails obviously, and there's a drawer at the bottom for, I think it was meant for shoes, don't know what they've got in it. Stuff. I've got a lot of video clips, so I'll try and put them in some kind of order that's watchable, like I said in my last vid. Alright, so I'm using number 6 screws. I took box over. So 7mm bit, ground plugs. Because the number 6s, I had to swap me 2-point bits for this 3-point bit. This is only like a 3-inch breeze block wall. So I've set my depth a little bit more than screw. Give your screw a turn as you put it in. That way it's holding the plug, so when it goes through you don't lose the plug. I got one screw in there, I plumb it up. I measured off the bed. Oh. The bed's there, or half of it anyway. I stood the bed in here and it came to there, so I gave it 1/2 inch plus a little bit for the board that's going to go on this. Right, so just got 2 screws in. I'm fairly happy with that. Got 2 screws in, one top, one there. And I'm fairly happy it's level. I'm going to double the screws up, stop it cockling. Plus it's just this crappy breeze block wall. I want to get plenty in. So I get another one next to that one, then 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 at the top. Then I can square this off. I'll probably do 3, 4, 5 off the wall. So 3 foot, 4 foot, then that'll be 5 foot across there. I need to fix up, the joists run this way upstairs apparently. So I'll see what I can get fixing in. I might have to put a noggin in between joists if I can't. Right, so that got the rest of the screws in. And across there, that's 3 foot. And from that corner there, that's me focal point or axis, whatever you want to call it. Got 4 foot there. So from that point there to that point there is 5 foot. So that's square now. Some Greek geezer worked that out. So that's square off that wall now. I'm just using 2-inch screws. This is 44mm timber, but by the time I drive them in, they're just going into the floorboard, look. I don't really want to poke them through, because I had to screw this board down and there's wires going through the middle of the joist, but you never know what's under the floorboards, so just into the floorboards is enough for this. It's not going to go anywhere, not the amount I put in anyway. And I need to think about fixing ceiling. I need to plumb that up. But I think I'm going to do this part first, because I don't want that jointed there. I want it to run through so that that long piece is braced off a timber that I'm going to be putting in it, so there's a bit of strength to it. If I run a timber up there and then that there, that Z will be wobbling, that end will be wobbling. Go up in loft, spark is up there, see how many fixings I can get up there. I'll go upstairs, see where that came in. Right, I've already been upstairs to have a look, make sure I'm not screwing into stuff. But I'll go up there, have a look, see where they came through now. 3 screws. 350. So 3 noggins across there now. So that's me all. Same there. And there. Put my mouth the other side. Warm up here. get another screw into the side. Put these three in the same, just single screw. It's only stopping that thing moving around. Right, couldn't get a screwdriver in over there or over there, so I spiked some in top up. Because just to stop that frame moving around, there's no weight on it. Right, laser's been knocked, but I've still got my pencil line. I'll get another one next to each one. Then I can think about putting this in, plumbing that up, and then I'm going to put another frame in here. I think I'll go to the floor. It's just going to fill this up here like that. I'm leaving it fractionally proud because when I put these screws in, it's going to pull it over. I'll be right. Flush. Slightly twisted, so I'll put this one in. Flush there, ignoring that. pivot, I can twist it on that. If I can. Threes for spiking, but I'm using fours, quite long, but going into end grain you don't get much of a bite. Right, now I need to work out that piece off that wall and a timber down there. Right, I'm going to make one long frame to go in here, just to get me started. See, that's the bottom one. That one's going in there. Fraction wide, and it'll take just a millimetre off. It does fit. And that's the top. See how much difference that's going to go in there. Yeah, I'm just a couple of mils short, but you don't want it tight. Like I say, I've just got to take a fraction off there. But that difference is that if I put that plumb, see how much it stands off the wall down there. By the time you get to the top, right to the top, right to the bottom, it's that much different. An inch. I'll just take a fraction off this. Right, so stand your top and your bottom, make sure there's no crap under it. What I can do now is measure up to the ceiling. That's the length of my legs. Measure them both separately because there might be slight difference in the head and the bottom. Right, you see that frame's a bit different. I only want 2 inch in there. I don't want a 3 inch because it just makes this gap too small. It's going to be a shelf unit in here. Right, so I've just got this frame in. I was lucky I could get into that noggin that I put upstairs for that. That side's a bit far out, so I'm just going to have to screw into the wall. So I think I've got some 120s or something. Got some big screws here, look. 6s again, so 7mm plugs. So that'll go in there somewhere. Then that's why I ran this through. You see, a bit wobbly that. But once I fix this place, once I fix that in place, put a couple of noggins in here and there, fix these two together, it'll be holding that better than it is now anyway. That's why I didn't put a frame up there and then add this piece on. There's going to be a shelf unit in here, in this side, big shelf unit in there. So either I'll fix the shelf unit to this, which will give this a bit more stiffness, or I might do what I'm going to do here. So this is going to get another timber, and then if I show you on this one, see the way it's got the frame on the front with this lip. This lip's allowing for that board. That board's going to go on there like that. But imagine I built a shelf unit like them top two with this trim going all the way around, not so fat at the top, you know, just a trim all the way around with that rebate. So it's a box with a lip. And then this. Like I say, another timber in there. So that'll be a hole and I can just slide my box in. The face of this is going to get ply all the way around, so the box will go in and the lip will cover that joint between the side and this. That's plan A anyway. And then, like I say, another shelf unit on the front there. But I need to get a few more timbers in here. I'm going to double plug it. Means putting 2 plugs in. That way you can get wherever, you know, on there. That way you can get, you know, a good bite wherever it lands. This fibre made a better grip than the rest. Proper brick. Good red brick, yeah. Glad you. That's just stopped me popping through it.
Yeah, I'm glad you've got something decent to fix it.
Well, big screws, but double plug them. Yeah, it's a shame that that's the best bit, and it doesn't really matter that it's that good in that bit.
I know. This other house we just opened up, it's the same thing. As soon as I started pulling out the frames, the lines, they're all like 2 inch. They're all like 2 inch block. All the internal walls are all 2 inch block on. So they're all doing the same thing, all starting to move. And I said to the guy, I said, look, we've just been on another job. I said, I promise you, it's not even worth trying to save it. So with me, pull them down, put stud up.
Well, I was just making this frame that I'm putting in now. That bottom and that head. Huge difference, you know, because it's out of plumbers, this wall.
Yeah.
And that's the fireplace wall.
You've seen some of the frames over there? Downstairs. No?
That's like that plumber.
Yeah. What about the other one?
This one?
The other one.
It's not so bad, it's that.
Yeah.
That's about plumb, so it's I'm out there though.
Yeah. But does that get all lined through? Does this all get covered up then?
Right, so that frame went in. Put a noggin in to pull this plumb here. That's just a spacer, just to fill in up to this, you know, make this flush. That's stiffened that up quite a lot. Then what I've got to do is put that final one in the front here. That one there. And then there's a shelf unit going in there, so I think I'm gonna make a frame for the shelf unit to go in against. Put like a little architrave all the way around the. Right, so that's about it for the moment. This is a lot stiffer now. It's not perfect, but there's more capping, more board to go on. It'll stiffen up enough. It'll never be right without a post going through or down onto the joist. Here, there's that hole. Bed's gonna get like a cushioning around it, all the way around like that. Don't know if I've mentioned this. So this is gonna be like a booth, or sort of, you know, like a den hollow sort of thing. Here, I fixed a 3x2 on, and then I've just made it up a little bit more with another inch piece, 20mm piece, to make that a bit wider. Here, there's a 3x2 screwed to the wall. Not 3x2 screwed to a joist there, and then I've doubled it up. Same on here, I've just used a piece of 2x2 because that's all I've got right now. And this, it's going to get ply all over the face of it, and a strip there, a strip down there, and then that box will just slide in, and that little lip, that architrave, that trim, whatever you want to call it, will cover the joint. So I was thinking that's going to be one big bookshelf. Might as well make it the same sort of thing, you know, just put a little trim all the way around. Then when it goes in, it just covers the joint. So I'm going to be spraying these two things. But this needs to be ready for decorators. So there we've got what, 50, 55mm, so that's 44. $60mm, 55, it's about the same. I'll make this unit slightly loose, and when I put it in, there's ½ inch to go on here actually, ½ inch ply on here. So when I put it in, I'll sort of make that gap and that gap the same. You know, the trim on the face of the cupboard will be like that sort of thickness. It'll be right. Right, cutting loads of ply now. ½ inch I'm putting on, ½ inch. It's Q ply, but I got it from Labour's, so it's BB something or other, I don't know. Similar sort of stuff.